offer.
Thank you, Ms. Marshall Story. I just don't
Yes, of course.
not be able to move this case forward. So, Mr. Lemastus, if you will just have a seat for me, I'll get back with you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Position 17, Michael Lindo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Lindo. Do you have a private attorney to represent you in this matter?
Not at the moment. I don't. It's
Okay,
kind of
would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
yes.
Okay, so if you will go into the chat and begin filling out the paperwork, and we'll see if you qualify, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Position 18, Johnny Michael. Johnny Michael. Position 19, Maya Mungai. Mungai. Position 20, Michael Norris. Michael Norris. Position 21, Lamar Pass. Lamar Pass. Position 22, Theoria Rogers. Theoria Rogers.
Yes. This area, Rogers.
Is Miss Rogers?
Yes, it is.
Good afternoon, Miss Rogers. Let's see, do you have a private attorney to represent you on this matter?
Yes, Karen Pass.
Say it again.
Karen Pass.
I believe she said Karen Pass, P-A-S-S.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Have you hired Miss Pass, Miss Rogers?
yes, I have.
Does she
Some
know,
time ago.
does she know that you have court today?
I don't know. I tried to call the office today, and I have not spoken with no one. I left a message.
All right. So Miss Rogers, you're going to need to get in touch with your lawyer to let her know that she needs, if she has not entered a notice on your behalf that she's your counsel, that she's going to have to do that. I'm going to reset your case until December 8th to give you the opportunity for your lawyer to be present. But you'll need to get in touch with her and let her know that if you have properly hired her, she should be in court representing you today, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, you have any questions for me?
I will receive another notice.
Yes, you'll get another notice the same way you received this note, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, you have a good day, ma'am.
So what do I need to do to get this behind me? That's a question.
I'm sorry, say it again.
What do I need to do to get this behind me? That's the next question.
You're charged with theft of lost or mislaid property. If you have a lawyer, she will explain this to you, and she should also reach out to the solicitor's office on your behalf to see what the offer in the matter is and to see if you all can come to some type of agreement.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, you have a good day, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Position 23, Marcus Stegall. Yes, Mr. Stegall, do you have a lawyer? Okay. Okay, I don't know if this is a new, the offense date on this charge is May 10th of 2021. Ms. Marshall Story, is this Ms. Githia?
Yes, it's my case, Your Honor.
What's the status of the case? Did you hear what Mr. Stegall was saying?
I could not hear what he was saying.
Okay, it was his belief that this was in Superior Court to start off with, and that it was transferred back to state court, and that this is his first time appearing in state court regarding this charge. Is that what your records reflect?
Correct, yes.
Okay, and who is your attorney, Mr. Stegall? And was that a private attorney, someone that you paid? Oh, okay, all right. So, would you like to speak to him this afternoon? Yeah. Okay, we'll have you speak with the public defender, Mr. Stegall, okay? All right, thank you, sir. Position 24, Andrew Strickman.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Zach Keller here, standing in for Marissa Goldberg. She's in trial today on behalf of Mr. Strickman, and he's present on Zoom.
All right. Where are we with this case, Mr. Keller? Have you had the opportunity to speak with the solicitor?
No, but I don't think that this is going to be able to be resolved without discovery and motions. I don't want to take up any of the court's time on it, frankly. We filed a waiver of arraignment, but didn't get confirmation that we were excused.
Okay. Well, what we're doing on these Orca calendars now, Mr. Keller, is that we are rescheduling the cases for either a status conference. If you don't have everything that you need, we'll give you that opportunity. And if you, once you do receive everything that you need, if you're not going to enter into a plea, that is going to be set back on one of the Orca calendars for either a bench trial or a jury trial. So at this point in time, it sounds like you need to be rescheduled for the next calendar to complete the discovery. Is that right?
Yes, we have not received discovery.
Okay, all right. So, and you'll be working with Ms. Githia, who is the solicitor on this case. So do you already have her contact information, or do you need that?
I do not, but again, this is Marissa Goldberg's case. I'm just standing in because she's in trial today.
Okay, so.
But she's filed an entry and motions and demand and everything. So all her contact info is on the record.
Okay, so if you will pass on the message to her that Ms. Githia's information, which I'll have her place in the chat, and pass on the message that the case is reset for December 8th on a status calendar. And from that status calendar, if the case is not resolved, it will go to either a bench trial or a jury trial within the Orca division, okay?
All right, I'll pass that along.
All right.
Also, I'm sorry, Mr. Kelleher, if Ms. Goldberg has already entered her appearance, she should be able to access discovery via e-file on the Georgia system.
Okay, well, she would still need the videos, obviously.
Okay, that's fine, but yeah, the other discovery she should be able to access
Okay, it has been filed.
if she entered her appearance, yes.
Okay, great.
All right. You'll have a good afternoon.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're
I'm
welcome.
giving you my information now.
Great. I will.
Position number 25, Quantavious Terrell. Or Terrell, Terrell. Position 26, Anthony White.
Here you, sir. Here you are.
Good afternoon, Mr. White. Let's see, do you have a private attorney?
No, sir, I don't.
Would you like to request the assistance of a public defender today?
Sir, I know I'm not going to be qualified for a public defender. Was it possible to enter a plea?
Um, let, let me, have Ms. Githier, go through what the offer is so that you'll have that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, the offer is for the DUI, driving under the influence of alcohol, let's say, 12 months to serve 24 hours, credit for time served, balance probated, a $300 fine, 40 hours of community service, alcohol, drug evaluation and treatment, risk reduction program, and the improper right turn will be no cost.
Okay. Did I hear serving? You said no serving time, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
You said 12 months to serve?
To serve 24 hours, and you have credit for time served.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I heard it wrong. Yes,
Has he served any time? Did he serve the day, Ms. Githier?
Yes, Your Honor.
I served about 3 or 4 days, sir, like 3 days.
So that is the state's offer on the matter. You should also know, Mr. White, that if you plead guilty to this, there will also be other consequences. This will be on your driving history and depending on, and
Hello.
it will affect your license. So those are things that you might want to take into consideration. If you would like time to speak with someone regarding this offer, I'm happy to give you that opportunity just to make sure that it's in your best interest.
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want me to reset it so you can speak to somebody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll do that. Again, I'll reset you till December 8th. If you come back on December 8th and do not have an attorney, then you will either have to, if you choose to enter a plea, if you do not wish to enter the plea, you have the right to have a bench trial or a jury trial on the matter, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Quantity Terrell.
For me this afternoon,
I didn't hear you, sir.
you have the questions for me?
No, sir.
All right, you have a good afternoon, Mr. White. We'll see you back in December.
And you.
Thank you. Position 27, Tiffany Weissenfield.
Quantity.
The last name is Wiesenfeld.
Terrell is in here.
Mr. Quantavious, is this Mr. Terrell speaking
Yeah, I was 25.
again? Are you just joining
My
us?
camera went off.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah,
All right, so do you have a private attorney representing you on this matter?
no,
Would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
yeah,
All right, so if you'll go into the chat and begin filling out the paperwork, we'll have someone get with you, okay? Mr. Terrell, can you activate your camera for me?
that went off on its own. I'm trying to get it to come on.
All right, so you work on that for the court. Anyone on Zoom who did not hear their name called or who joined the session late?
Did you call position 27, Your Honor?
My name is Robert Young.
Yes, I did, Miss Weiss, Tiffany Weissenfeld.
Tony Perdome.
Everybody hold on for me. Yes, I did, Miss Githier. That's 27 on my calendar is Tiffany Weissenfeld.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, who else did not?
Alpha Diallo.
Mr. Diallo, you're represented by Miss Jeffrey, okay? So she has already made an announcement and she's gonna be placed into a breakout room here in a moment.
So I can hang up.
No, you have to stay on the line. So your attorney is was on the line also. Oh, there she goes.
Still here.
All right.
Okay.
Anybody else? Who else did not hear their name?
Tony
Robert Young.
Okay. One of the who's the icon at the top?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you go first. You go first.
Well, who's ever talking, go ahead. You just,
Tony Prudhomme.
Tony, what's the last name?
Prudhomme. Prudhomme.
Prud.
Yes, sir. Homme.
I think he was on the 9 o'clock calendar.
They told me either that time or 1 o'clock virtually.
I don't have you on this calendar, sir. I'm going to need for you to, I'm not sure what we did with you this morning at the 9 o'clock calendar, possibly issued a bench warrant, given that you weren't there. But if you will call the clerk's office now that you're here. And I don't even know what you're charged with at this point in time. So we're gonna have to
Your Honor, it was theft of services and it was dead docketed this morning.
Oh, okay. And whose case was this?
Mine, Sarita Githier, Your Honor.
What would you all like to do with this case?
Your Honor, I can, excuse me, I can tell him what the offer is to pay the restitution of $93.68 to Ruby Tuesday, and the case will be null prost.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you want to do that?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take care of that.
Say it again.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Githier, can you facilitate that? I don't know how he's gonna get that paid.
Yes, if you can just hold on, Mr. Prudhomme, and we can speak after in just a few minutes, if that's okay.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Okay, who was on the other iPhone? I think there was one other person that tried to get my attention.
He's muted.
My name is Robert Young, Your Honor. My name is Robert Young, Your Honor. How you doing? I'm sorry.
I'm doing fine, sir. I didn't catch your name now.
Robert Young.
Robert Young. Okay, Mr.
Yeah, my thing was muted. I didn't know it was muted.
He was position 50 from this morning, Your Honor.
Yeah, I was told. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was told by my public defender from my Supreme Court case or something that it was dropped by the Supreme Court, and then the state picked it up. So I don't think she's my public defender anymore.
Okay, so we assigned you another public defender today, Mr. Young. Mr.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have him talk with you today. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor, but yeah, I overheard y'all saying some things were at 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock. My the public defender that gave me my letter, because I was trying to move and they said I had like a case or something pending from whatever. So I ended up contacting her and she told me that I had a court date today. And she told me it was at 1 o'clock. I didn't know it was at 9. She said it was at 1.
You're fine, Mr. Young. I'm glad that you.
Okay, all right. I was just trying to clear that up, make sure that there was no problem with that.
Okay, so we'll have you speak with counsel today. All right.
Okay, so do I just hold tight on the line, or what?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and if you can put your contact information in the chat for us, that will be helpful.
Okay, all right.
Okay, someone will be contacting you.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else that did not hear their name? So let me just go to Miss Riley, position number 2. I believe that you needed to speak with that counsel.
Yes, Mr. Blanco.
Okay, and then we'll, after you after you're done with that, we'll go to Ms. Jeffrey's case. I believe that you have that case.
Your Honor, I can also put on the record the offer for position 16 whenever you're ready.
Okay, let me get Ms. Riley into the breakout room with someone first so we can.
Your Honor, this is the defense counsel for position number 2.
Yes. And
I am emailing Miss Riley. I just want to make sure, I hope this is her email, with an explanation of the facts, and so that might be helpful, but I emailed it to denise.riley@fultoncountyga.gov. So
Yeah.
I just sent that out. If she can maybe let me know if she receives it. It basically sort of summarizes where we are. I would just ask the court, will we be meeting in, what are those rooms, breakout rooms? Or
Yeah.
are we meeting just now?
I was attempting to come to a breakout room with Ms. Riley as prior to you speaking. So if you would like to go into a breakout room with Ms. Riley right now, I'm happy to do that.
Okay, yes. Thank you.
Okay, and so Ms. Jeffrey, if you'll just hang tight for me.
Your Honor, I did chat with Ms. Riley, and she did have an offer for me. That's not going to be resolved today. We still need to get discovery through Odyssey. So if we could just reset it to the next court date. That
Okay.
was Mr. Giallo.
All right, so that's December 8th, okay?
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You all have a good afternoon.
Thank you as well.
Thank you. So if we can put Mr. Polanco and Ms. Riley into a breakout room, please. And if everyone else that's requesting a public defender, if you all can make sure that you get that information to them to make sure that they qualify. Anybody else in, did I get everyone in court? Okay.
Number 6. Number 4. Mr. Branford, he does qualify.
Okay.
And I guess, oh, okay, but I'd like to talk to the solicitor. It's possible to resolve that one.
Very good. Ms. Riley's in a breakout right now, so we'll get back with you on that.
And then number 6, Carol. We need to have discovery in that. I mean, the reset.
Okay, that's December 8th. Position 6.
Okay, December 8th. That's the only 2 I had.
Okay. And just in case, Mr. Ratz, if you would see if the young man in the back qualifies, I know that we're waiting on an offer for him, but if he does qualify, then yes, if he does qualify, then we can move it forward once he gets an offer. So is Dakota Carroll still in? Yes, Mr. Carroll, you're free to go unless you have something more for you this afternoon, and we'll see you back on December 8th. Okay. Okay, I don't know if we have any other breakout rooms that we need to place any of the other solicitors in at the present time.
Oh, God.
Hello?
Yes, who's speaking?
This is Robert Young again. I had a question. I put my information inside the I guess the chat thing. Was that what I'm supposed to do?
Say it again, Mr. Young.
I put my phone number and my email inside the chat thing. Is that was that what I was supposed to do? I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do.
And you're trying to qualify for a public defender, is that correct?
No, you said I had a public defender, and you told me to put my information in.
Yes, someone will be with you, Mr. Young.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I just stay on the line, and then somebody just gonna tap into me or something.
Yes, just stay on the line for us. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
What's that?
Judge Morrow, is position number 16 now speaking with the public defender?
Yes, I believe that he is.
Okay, I thought he was electing to go pro se, so I will wait to hear back then.
I wanted to just move things forward, Ms. Marshall's story, and that if you did come back with an offer that, and if he does qualify, I'd prefer that he be represented. So I just wanted to move things forward just to see if he will qualify, okay?
Yes, that's fine, sir.
Number 16, Joshua Lamastus, he would not qualify.
Okay. Mr. Lemastus, come on up. Ms. Marshall Story. He did not qualify. As such, would you please give him the offer?
Your Honor, this case does involve a drag racing sting that took place at 1:00 a.m. And the state's offer in this matter is on a plea to loitering and prowling. The defendant would need to complete 40 hours of community service, pay a $500 fine. We would ask that he stay on probation while he completes those 2 items. And he needs to stay away from 3515 Naturally Fresh Boulevard in Atlanta.
Okay, do you understand what the offer is, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is that something that you want to do, or you want time to think about it, or what would you like to do?
Time to think about it.
Okay, so I am going to reschedule it for December 8th.
Okay.
And if you need to get an attorney to represent you on this, do so as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
Not when you come back. I'm going to ask that if you want to accept it, or we'll take a plea in the case. If you don't, then you'll be set down on either a bench trial calendar, which will be before me, or a jury trial calendar at some point. Okay.
Okay. And do I still have the option to plead not guilty, or is that?
Yes, yes,
Oh, I
of
like
course.
plead not
So,
guilty.
if you do plead not guilty, then I was just saying that if you plead not guilty, then your options are a bench trial for me, or a jury trial before before a jury of your peers.
Before you have your option.
Okay. All right. So we'll talk about all that when you come back. Okay.
Okay. That'll be December.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
December 8th.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
The Zoom, is that an option?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
you can, if you are gonna take a plea though, it might, and you're not represented, it might be easier for you to come down like you did, because
Yes,
we'll
sir.
be able to give you the paperwork, you can fill out the paperwork. If you want to do it by Zoom and you decide that you want to take a plea beforehand, let's give him Ms. Marshall Story's contact information, who is the solicitor. If you decide you want to take a plea beforehand, she can get the plea paperwork ready for us. You can all sign it back to her, and she can get it to us, and then you can appear over Zoom if you want to.
Okay, yeah, I'd rather come back.
Okay, so can we give him Ms. Marshall Story's email and contact information, please? Ms. Strong, sorry. Well, okay. Do you have a, you prefer email address, Ms. Marshall Story? Do you have a work phone that he can contact you at?
I do not have a work phone. I would prefer email.
Okay, that's fine.
And I did complete the paperwork, so I can send that should he decide before December 8th that he wants to move forward.
Okay, so you sent that to Ms. Strong?
Oh, no, I haven't sent it because I didn't know what the defendant wanted to do. So he can always email me and let me know if he has any questions specifically about the plea or the conditions, obviously not about the facts of the case.
All right. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So do I need to put my information into the chat, or does Ms. Strong have it?
Ms. Strong, can we give it to him on a sticky? Okay, we're gonna give it to him. Thank you, Ms. Marshall Story.
Okay.
All right. And once you get that, you have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. No, you're good to go. Have a good day.
Your Honor, is it okay if I can give Mr. Prudhomme the information?
Say it again.
Is it okay if I can give Mr. Prudhomme the information that he needs to mail the payment?
Oh, yes, yes. Did you want to do that in a breakout room? Or
That's fine.
Okay. Can you activate your camera, Mr. Prudhomme? Tony Prudhomme, are you still with us? It appears he must have stepped away for a moment.
Okay,
This is for Tony Prudhomme.
So we're gonna put you into a breakout room with Ms. Githier, okay?
Okay.
And the court will be in recess until one of the public defenders returns. Mr. Corn, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Your Honor. I was just talking with Mr. Terrell, number 25 on your calendar, and just qualifying him, and he does qualify. So we will represent him. And I'll file entry of appearance, discovery request, and ask the case be set for whatever the next court status conference on the next calendar, whenever that is.
All right, so that's December 8th.
All right.
Okay. And Mr. Terrell is free to go. And we'll see him back on December 8th.
Thank you very much.
Who do you need to speak with next?
I believe that's all I needed to speak with. Everybody else was in the courtroom.
Okay, well, we have one other person that came on. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Position number 4, I believe. Branford.
He's here.
Okay, he's here in court with us.
And we're gonna.
There was someone who came in from this morning's calendar, Robert Young.
Right. I got his information, and I believe that's going to be Mr. Rapoff's case.
Okay.
Yeah, could I ask Mr. Corn to call me?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you?
I heard.
Okay. December 8th. Does that work?
Yeah, it works.
Okay. So Mr. Siegel's or Stegall's case will be reset till December 8th for counsel to complete obtaining discovery in the case. And I believe that did you also get Mr. Young's number?
Not yet. no.
Okay.
Do you want me to do that? I can do that.
Mr. Corn said that it was going to be your case, so that's why
But are you waiting for an announcement? Is that,
I just want to make sure that you
he's got it,
talked
but
to
I
him.
didn't talk with him about
Okay,
that.
all right.
Your Honor, I'm not sure if Mr. Plabano has returned from the breakout room. I know he needs to speak with his client, but I didn't want to make any kind of announcements without him being present.
I don't see him back with us.
Yes, Your Honor. Here he comes.
I pushed him out of the breakout room, Your Honor.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Blanco, I was just letting the judge know that we had an announcement that this will be a negotiated plea. However, you were going over the paperwork with your client, Mr. Benton.
That's right. Yeah. If I could just get maybe 5 minutes to go over the paperwork with him and I can report back.
Okay, that's fine.
Your Honor, there was one inquiry, however, regarding the payment. I did put on the paperwork that probation would terminate upon payment. I believe that the payment can be made prior to, I believe you give a week or at least a few days for them to report to probation. If it's paid before then, of course, there would be no need for probation, but we just wanted to iron out that small wrinkle.
Okay.
And Judge, the only to follow up on that, the question that I had is with respect to the payment was whether it's payable only in person at the clerk's office at J150 downstairs, or is it online now?
Folks are. So you can make the payment online.
Okay. And do we have to wait a couple of days for the paperwork to get from the court to the clerks?
You probably overnight, given that it's 2:40 now, so probably won't be uploaded before tomorrow. So what are we doing with you? What are we doing with your client that's here?
Yes, he's present.
Is he free to go? Okay. Okay. All right. All right. It appears that the victim is on the line and wants to address the court.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Tracy Stigall.
Okay, Mr. I'm going to need to, if you'd like to address the court, I need for you to raise your right hand for me. Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
What would you like to tell the court, ma'am?
Your Honor, I would like to kindly ask the courts to ask Mr. Stigall to stay away from my home. He doesn't pay the mortgage there. He added his name to my deed recently, a few years ago. Every month I have to pay the mortgage for this deed, and I'm afraid to go to my home because he is going to my residence. I don't feel comfortable going home because he's there, and I pay the mortgage every month for this property. I pay about $1,700 every month, Your Honor.
Okay.
There's, I believe, problem is there's a bond order in this case which allows you to go there every other week.
Yes, he's been in violation of this bond since day one. And some kind of way he had a modification to where he can go to my home, but I don't feel safe or comfortable around Mr. Stigall. And if you kindly, Your Honor, can re-modify that bond that someone modified for him to come around me and be at my residence, I would greatly appreciate the courts.
Okay. What happened was, it's a 20-acre farm. That's why I had a conversation with Mr. Coleman. So the judges allowed him to access it every other week, farming. So I don't know that he even has access to the house. Did you have access to the house?
I have proof where he's been at the property, Your Honor, and I provided it to the courts. He's been served twice there, and I had a police to go to the property because when I went down there, he was here. So I have provided the courts with a police report proving that he was there in violation of his bond. And he has been around my niece, Your Honor. My niece and him got into an argument. According to the bond order, he do not supposed to go around my family, have any contact with my family. He has contacted my friends. He had went to my niece's house and got into an altercation with my niece during his time. I don't know what else I can do, Your Honor. Though he's not obeying the bond.
And Your Honor, if I may add, 4 days, this is Sarita Githia, I apologize. 4 days after the protective order was put in place on May 2nd of 2021, the defendant did, in which one of the conditions was he was not to return to the location on Rivertown Road. He did actually return to that residence. So 4 days after the protective order was in place, he was in violation of the conditions of the bond. I'm sorry, the TPO, I apologize, the TPO.
Yes, yeah, and I took a TPO out on him. I did everything I can to stay away from Mr. Stigall, but he's in violation so many ways. I can't, and now, I mean, he's some kind of way going to my property, and now I can't go to my home that I pay for every month.
You're not listening to. All right, there's a mechanism for this to properly go forward. I cannot do anything regarding this. I did not issue that bond. There's been no bond modification filed. Ms. Githia, if you all would like to speak with the alleged victim at some time prior to the next hearing regarding that, and if there's some type of as far as a bond modification, or if you would like to seek to revoke his bond on some because of some violation, then the proper place is not today in this court. The proper place is with filing for counsel to be able to respond to that and for us to move it forward that way. This is not the proper forum or venue for this today. Okay.
Right, and I guess maybe just to make sure I'm clear, I'm not addressing the.
Yeah, hi, is Omarion available?
Go ahead.
I'm not addressing, I'm just addressing what happened on May 10th, 2021, where he's being charged with violating family violence protective order. That's what I'm addressing right now. Just want to make sure.
Okay.
And on that date, he was in violation.
All right, and then he got a bond for that, right?
That came later. That came after, I believe that came in August of just this year.
I've got an offense date of May 10th, 2021.
That's a modification, Your Honor. He received a bond modification on that day.
Okay. But
the initial bond stated that he must stay away from my property, stay away from the victim, stay away from my family, have no contact with my friends. And he has violated that.
Violated that bond. Did you contact the solicitor's office to let him know that he was in violation?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. So the solicitor's office wants to move this forward in some way, then would be up to the state.
So I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I understand you. So you saying he can go back to my house?
I'm saying that whatever, at this point in time, whatever conditions that are on that bond that I don't know what the condition.
Your Honor, I'm looking at an order for bond modification on 8/24/2022. So I think everything before that date is now moot on his bond, but it does say that Monday through Friday during the first and third week of every month from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., he can be on the property. And every second, fourth, and fifth Wednesday of every month, he can be on the property from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I think any issue about the bond that they're talking about would be moved. It was just whatever the effect of that bond, it was adjudicated and modified on August the 24th, 2022. Again, I'm looking at a copy that's stored on his phone that has a signature and a filing date of 8/25/22. So state.
Yes, Your Honor, that is a bond modification that he received. The initial bond stated that he was not allowed to go to the property. He was to stay away from me and my residence, 7945 Rivertown Road.
Your Honor, I believe the miscommunication is coming. We just needed some time to speak with Ms. Stigall, maybe in a breakout room to explain the difference between the hearing that we're here for today, which is just an arraignment of the violation of family protective order. It is not a revocation of bond or a bond modification hearing. So I think we just need a little time with Ms. Stigall to explain the difference to her.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And before you do that, Ms. Riley, so we'll be back, okay? So I want to move forward with some of these other cases while Ms. Riley explains that.
And Judge, this is the defense counsel for Mr. O'Marion Benton, position number 2. I've emailed, I believe, the clerk and Ms. Riley a copy of the signed paperwork.
Yes, I have received it.
All right, and this is going to be a plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Ratliff, I understand that you also need to speak with Ms. Riley about position 4. And I understand that you also need to speak to your client. With
Resolved today because of this medical condition. We can't, this is.
I cannot hear Mr. Rafi if he's speaking to me, Your Honor.
Do you have a recommendation for Mr. Brand for position 4, Ms. Riley?
I do. Would you like me to put that on the record?
Would you please?
Yes. 12 months to serve 48 hours, credit for time served upon arrest. No objection to probation terminating before it begins.
Did we get the paperwork? Oh, here it is. Okay, so is Mr. Benton on the line with us? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Benton, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down, sir. Ms. Riley?
Yes, Your Honor, we would expect the evidence to show that on August 18th, 2021, officer in Fulton County observed Mr. Benton driving a vehicle with a license plate that was obscured with a tinted tag. He initiated a traffic stop and found that Mr. Benton did not have his license on his person. Counsel has provided a valid driver's license for Mr. Benton, hence the null pros of count 2, and it would be a plea to count 1 for a $100 fine. Probation would terminate upon payment. So if the payment is made prior to Mr. Benton meeting with probation, there is no need for probation, Your Honor.
Mr. Polanco?
Judge, we would just ask the court to accept the plea as negotiated. And I'm sorry, and just, I would just reiterate the question as to the form of payment and the timing of payment, whether we should go tomorrow in person or we maybe online. Perhaps I can just call the clerk's office to ask if they've received the paperwork and they're ready to accept a payment of some sort.
Yes, if you'll just call the clerk's office, they will inform you exactly. Mr. Benton, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 006300F, you wish to plead guilty to obscure license plate. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this afternoon?
No, sir.
Represented by counsel, are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Could you repeat that?
Represented by counsel, are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anybody forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Am I free to go?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, apparently we're not able to do these online. Tell me again. Somebody taking this down? Okay, we're gonna put that in the chat for you, Mr. Benton.
You're gonna do what, sir?
Where you need to go to pay, we're gonna put in the chat, okay?
Okay.
You should be able to pay it tomorrow, I'm being told.
Okay, that's possible.
Okay, you don't see that?
No, I don't see the location to where I need to go.
Judge, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. Is it J150 downstairs?
TG 600. It's been put in the chat now.
Sorry, what was that?
It's in the chat.
I see it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else?
Not for the defendant. Thank you.
So I still think that is there an announcement on Mr. Branford?
I need to talk to Ms. Riley briefly.
Okay. If you'll call her. And it's my understanding that you still need to talk to Mr. Young, who is on.
Right, I haven't talked to her.
Okay. All right. So I believe those are the only two that we have left.
Well, Your Honor, I can certainly call Mr. Rafi. I do have his number because my phone will block it if he calls me since it's not programmed in. But it is Miss Givia and our victim advocate, if she is still on, Miss Clemens, as well as Miss Stiegel and myself also need to go into a breakout room.
Okay.
So I'm not sure which would you like for me to do first? Call Mr. Rafi or?
Yes. Okay. So why don't we do this? Why don't you call him first? And then once you all speak, then I'll put you all into a breakout room.
Sure. Give me just a moment.
She's going to call you now.
And Judge, may Mr. Benson and I be excused?
Yes. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you.
Number 4, we do have a plea that we can take today.
Okay.
So Your Honor, I would just need a moment to prepare the paperwork. And I will send it to Ms. Strong so she can print it out and they can sign there in the courtroom. Is that? Is the court amenable to that, Your Honor?
Say it again.
I said, is the court amenable to me seeking the paper? Okay. Give me just a moment. Thank you.
And while we're waiting, I know I've got you moving. But can we go ahead and, can you go ahead and speak with Mr. Young? I think you'll probably need to call him.
Somebody handed me a sheet. I thought it was contact info on it.
Okay. Do I need to get it again from Mr. Corn? Okay, you have it? Okay. Mr. Young, counsel is about to call you. So he's not, he was already been placed on another calendar, so we just leave him. He's already been placed on another calendar, so now that you already have his information, he's on the November 9th calendar, so let's leave him on that calendar, and hopefully by that time you can get in touch with him. I don't think he's on anymore. Okay, right. Okay, all right, so we're just gonna reset that to November 9th as it was. Are we still waiting on the paperwork from Ms. Riley?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm still filling it out.
Okay,
Just 2 more minutes. Thank you.
you're fine.
Thank you for the time, Your Honor. I just sent the paperwork to Ms. Strong.
Okay. And while he's completing that, would you like to go into the breakout room now?
Yes, well, it would be, I'm just assisting Ms. Giviea. I don't believe Ms. Clemens is still with us as the victim advocate, and Ms. Stiegel. Yes, Your Honor.
So I think that everyone's still here except for the victim. Okay. So do you want to go into the breakout room with Ms. Stiegel?
Yes, Your Honor, and Ms. Giviea.
So why don't we do that now? If that's all right with you all.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Corn.
Yes, Your Honor.
Looks like a Michael Lindo still on the line that requested a public defender, position 17.
He did. All right, I will talk to him.
Thank you. Doing all right? I understand. Yeah. Right. Right. Thank you. Thank you. me? Oh. Ms. James, are you with me? Can we have someone ask Ms. Riley if she can come out of the breakout room? And Mr. Corn, did you have an opportunity to speak with Mr. Lindo?
I'm speaking with him now, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you, Ms. Riley. I just wanted to see if we can move forward with the plea.
For Mr.
Branford. Position 4.
Yes, Your Honor, but I'm not sure if Ms. Stiegel was finished speaking with Ms. Githier, if they pulled all of us out of the breakout room.
I'm happy to put you back in once I just wanted to get the folks out of the courtroom. So
The link is the same.
Can we put Ms. Githier back into the breakout room?
With Ms. With Ms. Norfleet, it should be Norfleet, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Can you come up to the? You can stay seated, sir. You're fine. He's fine. Mr. Branford, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. Riley?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just one moment, I apologize. The report is still uploading. The state would expect the evidence to show that on June 4th, 2021, officers in Fulton County responded to a person shot call at the Vine City Supermarket. They reviewed the in-store camera and showed Mr. Branford coming out of the store and walking up to the, it looked like the victim that had been shot twice. He bent down and picked up, I guess, part of the crime scene and left the incident location in his walker. The officers were able to locate Mr. Branford, but were unable to locate the missing evidence that Mr. Branford took from the scene. And Mr. Branford would not provide any other information, hence he was charged with willful obstruction. The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 48 hours in custody, credit for time served. Upon arrest, Mr. Branford has already served the time. The balance of probation is suspended.
Anything further, counsel?
Your Honor, Mr. Branford is disabled. He got hit as a pedestrian by a car, broke both hips 4 years ago. He's on Social Security disability. He is on medication, but there's no evidence that it interferes with his judgment. It's for high blood pressure and for bipolar. And his sister is here with him, and she says he's also competent to enter this plea today. And we'd ask the court to accept it.
Mr. Branford, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 006324G, you wish to plead guilty to willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is that correct? Okay. So my question is do you want to plead guilty to this charge? Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol? You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation? You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? Has anybody forced you to plead guilty? Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, so good luck to you. Okay, thank you. All right, I believe that Mr. Korn is still speaking with his client, and Ms. Riley, do you need to go back into that breakout room?
Well, Your Honor, I see Ms. Norfleet is still here in the main room with us. I just don't see Ms. Giviella, so I'm not sure.
I think she was on 2 devices, and one device stayed with us. when
Oh, okay.
device went into the
Well,
breakout.
now, I guess now they're back. So,
It bounced us out.
Is it? Are we talking about number 23, Stiegel?
Well, they were talking with her, so
Well, shouldn't, I would suggest that me and Ms. Riley need to talk about this case before.
no, it was just to speak with the victim in this case, Ms. Norfleet.
right. They were talking to the alleged victim in the case, so I'm sure they want to talk to you.
Oh, I
regarding
thought
this
you
case.
Yes.
breakout. I was gonna.
No. They were in a breakout with the alleged victim.
All right.
So, and I think that the only case that we're waiting on is Mr. Korn's
So this,
case.
Mr.
I'm assuming Mr. Stegall pled not guilty. I wasn't in the room for that announcement.
Okay.
Yes,
So-
we've been placed on the December 8th calendar. Okay. You can
Yes.
go.
Yes.
All right, I thought he was being. You can go.
You're welcome. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Yes, ma'am. His case has been, Ms. Northfleet's case has been reset to December 8th, at which time defense counsel and the solicitor's office should have had enough time to chat, and it will be determined at that time how we're moving the case, or how the case will be moved forward.
Thank you, Your Honor. I greatly appreciate you all's time and support and help with this matter.
Have a good afternoon, ma'am.
You all too. Be safe.
Thank you, Ms. Norfleet. You as well.
Bye-bye.
And as I said, the last position is position 17 that Mr. Korn is talking to right now.
Your Honor, I'm not sure if you're in the middle of anything right now.
We're just waiting for you, Mr. Corn.
Oh, well, I'm here. Hardly anybody does that. I'm a little thrown. I'm sorry. I'll be all right. I have Mr. Lindo. I just had him on the phone. He has not yet come back in the room, but he does qualify. So we'll need I'll file my entry and discovery requests, and this is a DUI, so we'll probably need a date sometime in December.
Okay, so that December 8th.
That's fine.
Very good. So we'll reset him for December 8th. And as soon as Ms. Strong is ready, we will, I believe that completes the 1:30 calendar. So, yes, please. I don't think they can. Would you prefer that I do it? Okay. I'm going to go over the calendar. There's no mic at Ms. Strong's desk. Position 1, reset to show cause December 8th. Position 2, I have a plea. Position 3, null pros. Position 4, that was a plea. Position 5, December 8th, show cause. Position 6, December 8th, reset. Position 7, null pros. Position 8, December 8th, show cause. Position 9, December 8th, reset. Position 10, null pros. Position 11, show cause December 8th. Position 12, show cause December 8th. Position 13, December 8th, reset. Position 14, show cause December 8th. Position 15, show cause December 8th. Position 16, December 8th, reset. Position 17, December 8th, reset. Position 18, show cause December 8th. That's the same for show cause December 8th for 19, 20, and 21. Position 22, December 8th, reset. We're going to try to contact the attorney, Ms. Pass. Position 23, December 8th, reset. Position 24, December 8th, status. Position 25, December 8th. Position 26, December 28th, reset. And position 27, December 8th, show cause. Is that any questions or concerns?
I do apologize, Your Honor. Could you repeat 19, 20, and 21?
19, 20, and 21 were all December 8th show cause.
Thank you.
All right, I appreciate everybody today. It's been a long day, so thank you all.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Very good. And you told him about his reset date. Okay. All right, y'all. Have a good rest of the day and a good rest of the week, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank